y'all, Bridget Bartlett here with Visual Marketing and Design, and today we are live inside of our team training where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So today what I'm going to show you how to do is set up a free course on HighLevel. Now I have tons of training on this, detailed training. You can definitely check out the knowledge base, which is what we're looking at now. If you don't have access, it is free to everyone. You can go to bridgetbartlett.com and get access to our knowledge base. But you'll see here, I will add the training video. It's actually here now, but it will be not the YouTube version. You will also see the step-by-step instructions of what we are actually doing. I'm not going to focus on designing a funnel and creating the course. Today, we're just going to talk about how to set up the automated process, okay? So that's going to include connecting a domain to our membership area, creating the actual course. I'm just going to, skim through and show you, how to quickly create it. Then we need to create an offer for the course, okay? We need to make sure to set the email to send the login credentials. We're going to create a form, create the funnel, which includes an opt-in page and a thank you page. We're going to connect a domain to the funnel, and then we are going to create an automation to grant access to the offer when the form is filled out. Okay, so you can go through this checklist when you're setting up your free course. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about a paid course. We're going to do the same process, except I'm going to show you how to get it set up for a paid course. Okay, so if you are not a HighLevel member, you can go to bridgetbartlett.com and join us. If you're already a HighLevel member, you can actually join our program as well as a reseller, and you get access to all of our additional software and training and all of that. Okay. So inside your HighLevel account, now all I have done is just simply create a blank sub account within my agency. Okay, so I'm completely starting with a blank canvas here. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to go to my sites and I want to go to memberships and settings. Okay, now when I do that, I need to click here to create my domain. This is going to be the same domain. You may have 14 courses, and maybe you want courses 1, 2, and 3 to be in an offer that you give someone access to, and then 4, 5, and 6, you can create a different offer to give someone access to. Everyone is going to be logging into the same domain, and you're going to determine what they get access to based on what products you put in the offer. Okay, so stay with me here. So what I like to do with the membership area is use my main agency or website domain, and I just want to use a subdomain. Okay, so in this example, I'm just going to say members, and I'm going to put Vision Marketing Tools because that's the domain I'm going to use in this training today, Vision Marketing Tools. And you'll see here that it gives us instructions when you type this in that we need to, since we're not using the main domain, if we wanted to use visionmarketingtools.com for this membership area, we definitely could, but we would need to create an A record and point it here. But most of us are going to actually use our root domain for like our main website, right? So you wouldn't necessarily want to have your membership area be your main website. Okay, so most people will choose a CNAME record and create a subdomain here. Okay, so it says here, or a CNAME record pointing to this for the domain, and it has members.visionmarketingtools.com. Now you can use any domain registrar that you want to use. I'm just going to use Bluehost. So I'm going to go to where it says CNAME. I'm going to add a CNAME record, and I'm going to put in my subdomain, the beginning of my main domain, and then I'm going to point it here because that's what it told me to do. I'm just going to choose 4 hours, and then I'm going to save. Okay, so now this is all I need to do inside the registrar. I need to go back here, and now I need to click save. Okay, so it's found the domain, and now we're ready to go. If I take this here and I open this up, it should show my login page. Okay, so sometimes it takes a little bit to propagate, but let's go ahead and just see what it looks like here. So it's still loading, but it does look like it is going to pick it up. So we'll just give it a few minutes, okay, because it's the first time, so it's probably still building the SSL and all of that, okay? Now, the next step, we need to create our product, okay? So you'll see here, I have nothing in here. I'm going to go ahead and let's just choose build your own, and I'm just going to say course 1. and I'm going to create my product. Okay. Now you can go through here and you can customize a lot of these things. You can add CSS if you want to really be fancy. You can customize the way that it looks. I'm just going to say apply here. We'll choose this one. You can also create offers. That's actually what we want to do, right? So now we have one course, and if you wanted to, go and edit these, you can definitely. There's lots of things you can do, but that's a whole other training. I just want to focus today on the setup part. Okay, so now we have our one course created, and we need to create an offer. Okay, so I'm going to go to offers now, and I'm going to create my offer, and this is just going to be free course. Now, I only have one product here, but if I wanted to add multiple courses to this offer, I can do that here, okay? So I'm actually just gonna choose this. I don't have a Stripe account connected here, so it's not gonna let me choose a price, but that's okay. That'll be tomorrow's training. Today is a free course, okay? So I'm just gonna choose the product there and click create. So now I have my offer. I want to make sure to publish. Okay. Now, what I could do is I could grab this link here. I could open this up in another page, and then you should see this kind of ugly, this ugly free offer page. But most of us really want to jazz it up, right? So what we want to do is create a funnel to add a form to that will give them access to this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back here, and I need to now go to the settings, and I need to click on email settings and make sure that this is toggled on. Okay, so these are the default settings. And again, I want to say there's so many things and customizations that you can use. But the important thing is we want to make sure that we are automatically sending the emails upon when we grant access to the offer. Okay, this can be built into the workflows, but we're trying to keep this simple today. So just make sure that these are toggled on so that the default emails will get sent out. Okay, so once that is toggled on, the next thing that we need to do is go create a form. Okay, so I'm going to go click here to add a form. And you probably at least want the first name, and you definitely want the email address. You may want, the business name. You may want to create some custom fields, however you want. But to keep this simple, we're just going to do first name and email. And then, of course, we do need a button. So I'm going to grab the button here. And I do like for my buttons to be full width. So I'm just going to toggle this on. And instead of button, we can say access free course. And let's go ahead and give this form a name instead of 0. So we'll say free course. And let's go ahead and save. So now that we have our form, now we need to create our funnel. So I'm going to go over here now to funnels. You could use websites. It's really the same builder. It's just funnels is going to stack the pages on top of each other, and then websites are going to be side to side. So funnels are designed to be, step by step. So let's just go ahead. You can, of course, choose from the template library if you want to. There are tons and tons that you can choose from. But again, to make it simple, we're just going to create one from a blank canvas. So I'm going to say free course. And I'm going to add my first step. And this is going to be the opt-in page. Okay. So I'm going to do create the path and then create funnel step. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to create another step. And this one is going to be thank you. And we need a path. So that's thank you. And then we're going to create the funnel step. Okay. So on this page here, what we need to do is put our form, because remember, they're landing on this page, and then we are, they're entering the info into the form, and then they're going to go to the thank you page. Okay. So we're going to create from blank. And when you first open up the editor here, of course, you have, again, so many selections, but we're keeping it simple here. So I'm just going to add the form, which is here. And I want to choose my form, which is free course. And you will see it populate here. Okay, now I could also add some text here and say access my free course below. Okay, and save. Now, once you need to choose an action for the form after it's been submitted. So you can go down here and then choose next step. Okay, so the next step, this is the difference between the funnel builder and the website builder, because in the next step, since the funnel builder is, vertically, then it knows the next step is going to be the thank you page, which is out here. So this would be the next step. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create our thank you page. We're just going to create from blank. And again, I'm going to grab a full width. I'm going to grab a row here. And then I'm just going to type in some text and I'm going to say, thank you. Check your email for your login credentials. And side note, this is a great, if you have a Facebook group, this is a great place to add a button and you can have them join your Facebook group. So we could go ahead and put this button here and, oops, let me take this out. Check your email. Okay, and then we could say, of course, I don't like this green color. We'll make it purple and we'll say, join our Facebook group. Okay, and then you would just want to come down here, add website URL, and then you could paste the link to your Facebook group. Okay, so that is the quick version of how to do that. Now, once you've created your funnel here, the opt-in page and the thank you page, we need to connect a domain to our funnel. So we're going to go up to settings here. And if you click here, you will see that we go now into the settings where it says domain. So I'm going to click here now to add a domain. And this is going to be, again, I don't really want to use my main root domain, which is visionmarketingtools.com. So I want to use like a subdomain, maybe free course. So I'm going to type in free course dot vision marketing tools.com. Okay, now you see that it shows me the directions here. So I need to create another CNAME record, just like we did for the membership area. I'm going to copy this, go back to my registrar, and I'm going to type in free course because that's the front part of my domain. I'm going to paste that there, and I'm going to click here and save. Now, when I go back to my account, oh, you'll see there's what it looks like when you have your root domain connected. So I'm going to go back to my account now, and I want to click add. And then eventually, after it propagates, now I just created it, so it may take a few minutes, it will ask me what page I want to connect this to. Okay, so while we wait for that, what I'm going to do now is go into the automations. So I'm going to do that here in the automation tab. I'm going to create a new workflow. I'm going to click here to start from the beginning. Let's go ahead and give it a name. We'll say free course. And now we need to choose a trigger that we want to trigger this automation. Okay, so I'm going to click here, and we created our form because remember that's the first step in our funnel. Okay, so they need to fill out the form, and then we're going to determine from that form, we're going to give them access. Okay, so I'm going to choose form is, and then I'm going to choose the form that they're going to fill out. Okay, so now anywhere inside this account, anytime someone fills out that form, I could have it on 45 different funnels, and anytime someone fills out this form, it's going to trigger this automation. Okay, so let's go ahead and save because that's a really, really important step, right? So now I can click here, and I need to go down to where it says membership actions. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to grant access to that membership offer every time someone fills out this form. So I'm going to go ahead. We only have one offer in this account, and I'm going to choose that. And then, of course, I want to save. Now, the magic with this funnel is publishing. That's what's going to make it live. All right. Now, of course, you could build out in here. I do recommend that you add a tag. So you could say free course. And now you'll know in your contacts every time someone has this tag that they opted in for this free course. Okay, so I'm just going to add that there. Of course, you could trigger some Google Sheets. You could send an email if you want to, but we don't really need to send an email because we already sent them one with the login credentials that we set up inside the membership area. Okay. You could send them a ringless voicemail. You could add them to your affiliate manager, which we have inside of HighLevel as well. And then you have all of these options as well. You can add notes, you can assign users, add them to another workflow or remove them. So many things that you can do in here. So definitely we could talk about some really advanced things, but this is really the basic setup for setting up your free course. Okay. Now let's go back to our domain, and I can do that by going to the settings and go to domains. And then we want to type in this domain that we just created, and we want to make sure that we get it connected to our funnel. So free course, Vision Marketing Tools, and it's finally recognized it. What we need to do is choose the free course, and we need to choose what page in that funnel we want to connect the domain to. Okay, so we want, as soon as they go to freecourse.visionmarketingtools.com, we're going to choose what page do we want them to see first. So obviously we want them to see the opt-in page. Now this is also a new feature, so this is really cool. We could also create a 404 page, which means if somehow they landed on a link inside this domain and it was not connected, like maybe they went to freecourse.visionmarketingtools.com/check this out. That would be a 404 error. So we could actually customize this page and say, click here to go to, to be redirected to the free course. Okay. But we don't have one there. So we're just going to go ahead and link the domain. Okay. Now, if we go back to our website here, our funnel, you'll see that our course is connected. And if we open this up, you will see, and it may take a minute, it's building the SSL because it's brand new. So here is what they're going to see when they get access to members.visionmarketingtools.com. And as soon as this builds, they will see that form that, of course, you can customize and all of that. Okay. So I know, there you go. So I know that was a lot of information, but this is really all of the steps that you need to complete the setup. Now, of course, you need to have your email set up, and I have training on all of that as well. But specifically to set up a free course on HighLevel, these are the steps that you need to take to ensure that everything is functioning properly. So that is all that I had for you guys today. Remember, you can go to bridgetbartlett.com. You can get access to our knowledge base here to check out this training, the checklist, and of course, all of my other training as well. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone.